Hey guys, welcome back to the Nerd Hangout. Today we're going to talk about the game Kingdom Come. I just finished it and here are my thoughts. Let's go. Hello nerds, welcome back to the Nerd Hangout. My name is John and this time we're going to talk about video games. Specifically, we're going to talk about Kingdom Come Deliverance. Now, I really know that this game has had a lot of hate for the many bugs in it, the awkwardness of the game, and I've played it through the entire game and I must say, I kind of loved it.
A sword such as this will bring honor to its bearer.
This is nice work. It's new, isn't it?
You know the trouble with an adventurous life, son? It can end before it gets started. I might teach you how to handle a sword, and then someone will shoot you with a crossbow.
Now, for the maiden bloodletting. Surely your father never would have imagined it would be your blood. Such miserable luck. To die by the sword you helped forge.
Now, when I say I loved it, I do really love the realism of the game. The fact that you have to sleep, the fact that you have to eat, the fact that you really slowly become a better knight is awesome. It is a heavy dialogued game and the fighting is really awkward, and the bugs are really disturbing sometimes. But the story is so good of the game, the idea of the game is so good that for me, it made all the flaws dissipate a little bit. Now you can tell me in the comments if you have played the game, what you think about it. Leave your comments down here. Were the flaws so big that it made it unplayable for you? Because it did not do that for me at all. Now I'll talk a little bit about it with Charstan. When it comes to game, he's more like this dungeon brawler kind of guy. He likes to just speed through it, kill everything, shoot everything, and the less dialogue the game has, the better. I always loved dialogue games because I feel like that it makes it more versatile. Things I say can aspect the story of the game, and I really like that. And Charstan just thinks that will be boring. So we were very agreeable in the beginning that this is probably not a game for you, Charstan. And I'm pretty sure it's not. Now the gameplay itself, it is awkward. It is. And the riding of the horse is frustrating. Because sometimes you just can't jump over a fence that you normally can. And if you're walking in the forest, then normally you just get stuck between trees. And it's so awkward for the horse to like backtrack and then move up. And the shooting of the bows in the game is also, it's very awkward as well. It's hard to be better at it. It's hard to just hit a rabbit because the sighting of it isn't the best. And the same with the fighting of the swords. Now when that is said, I really liked that the awkwardness also gave me this feeling of, man, you can really tell that this guy sucks at using the weapons. And that was cool in the aspect that as you did this, you became better. Now I love the part of the game that you actually have to use an ability to get better at it, instead of you just get ability points and you choose it and now you are instantly better at it. So you have to be a swordsman to get better at being a swordsman. You have to shoot your bow to be better at a bowman. You have to ride your horse to be a better horse rider, and so on and so on. And that is very cool. Now of course there is ability that you can improve also when you have enough experience. That is nice. And when I mean experience, I don't mean experience in the total of the game, but experience in that ability as a sword fighter or thief or whatever. And then you can get an ability point in that and become better at it. And that is actually very cool. The story, like I said, is very nice. I really did like it. I think if they just took a little bit more time and fixed all the bugs of the game, for me it would be the game of the year. I really did love the realism of it. I don't know if it just came perfect timing for me when you are a little bit tired of RPG games with too much magic and shooter games and stuff like this. This just really got me in a nice way, the realism of it. Now I do see if some people will be frustrated with the realism of it. It is still a game, so it's not completely real, but the way that they did it made it feel very real. You really do get tired, you really do get hungry if you don't feed yourself and you rest. I really like the map overlay. It's very simple, and you can fast track, and you see the tracker going around when you do, and there are always a chance from hazardous coming your way on a trip, and you can get better at noticing that and avoiding such issues. I think it was a cool way to interact with random encounters. I really did like that. I really do like also that you do benefit if you take care of yourself, how you look, if you wear nice clothes, if you are sloppy, if you are dirty and you don't clean yourself, your charisma will fall down, and it will affect prices when you buy and negotiations when you talk, dialogue, and all these things. And that is very cool that you actually have to think about, oh man, I'm dirty, I need to clean myself. Or now I'm going into town, I need to go to the bathhouse, clean myself, and probably get some nobility clothes instead of this ragged ass thing that I'm wearing, or this black coveralls I use when I sneak around in the darkness. It is very nice that also that you there is noise from your armor. You can't sneak with just normal armor. People hear you coming, and the darker the clothes are and the lighter they are, the less noise you make and the more hidden you are. Very cool concept. I know a lot of games have it, but I don't think they nail it just as well as they do with Kingdom Come. Now you can earn extra money with hunting for the butchers and selling to the swordsmiths. There's not so much blacksmithing yourself, but you can sharpen your own sword and fixing them and keeping them sharp so they don't break. Because all of your equipment, both your sword and the armor you wear, have a durability that declines after use. But when all that is said, there most definitely are a lot of positive things with the game. For one, I think it's very cool that when you walk outside at night in towns or villages, you have to have a torch. It is ordered by law to carry a torch. And if you do not carry a torch, you will be stopped by the local guards, because it seems like people who don't want to reveal themselves by the flames or the light are up to no good and mischief. So that is very cool. The historical features in the game also is very impressive, and I don't know all complete the facts from history, but it seems very real. The mention of Johann Hus and other historical figures, specifically religious figures and royalty figures, is very cool to me. And some of the religious factors in this game is actually hilarious. You are going to love it. When that is said, if you are a very soft person and highly devoted religious guy, you may be offended. You were warned. The character that you play, Henry, like I said earlier, that the development from him being this nobody and slowly turning into a knight is very good depicted in the game. You really feel like he is worthless and not anything like a knight, and it is hard work to become better, and it really does pay off when you do. That is cool. And when he does become tired or hungry, he will mention it and he will keep on doing it.
As you are no doubt aware, Zack, the blacksmith.
Yeah, and of course you have the possibility of getting a love interest, which most games have now. And also the acting, specifically the voice acting, is very cool in this game also. I really do like it. They made very wise decisions with the actors and the way this played out, which just makes the story so much better and immersive. And when coming to the NPCs, it is very well made that they all have the routines and at what time of day they are approachable. If they're tired in the morning or if you approach them at night, it all affects how your dialogue is going to be, and they all react to the weather and the time of day where they are. Are they at work? Are they at home? Or are they at the local tavern? That is very entertaining. And one thing that is unavoidable nowadays in these games is so annoying to me, I always notice it, and that is when the NPCs have the same face. I know almost every game does this, and it really depicts also maybe what the budget of the game was, but it takes a little bit away from my immersive when I see it or notice it, but I just try to ignore it. But it's the same faces over and over again, and that I don't like that. But hey, you have to work with what you got, right? But when that is said, the landscape of the game is beautiful. It is so immersive, and it's just beautiful to go through. I think it's one of the games that I felt the most immersed I have in a very long time playing an RPG game, which says a lot because there are so many now out there, but it really made it seem real to me. Although there's not so much blacksmithing in this game, there is a lot of alchemy. Now, in all the different games we play like Skyrim, most of the time I always go at blacksmithing, and alchemy I never do almost. It's very unlikely that I do, but in this game I found alchemy actually to be very fun and necessary. It was, I think this is the best way alchemy is presented in a game, if you ask me. And when it comes to quests, I really do find it cool when there are many ways to solve a quest, except when it is one of these games that there is only one solution. If you don't find that one solution, you can't proceed the game, and that is very annoying. But I found that some places in this game, but most of the time, you can find multiple ways to a solution of the problem, which is a preference for me. If you ask me and I weigh it out, the negative and the positive of the game of Kingdom Come Deliverance, I did like it. It was enough for me to balance out all the crappy awkwardness in the game. And I really do hope that they are going to make a new Kingdom Come in the future where they take a look at all the things they did wrong at this one and they fix it all. And if they do, man, it's going to be an awesome game. We can only hope for that. I don't think there are any plans about that right now, not to my knowledge, but it would be cool. So if you were thinking about playing the game, I would consider how you are as a player. If you have low tolerance for bugs and things may be a little bit hard to do, Deliverance is not for you. And if you are like my brother and there's too much dialogue, you don't like that, this game is not for you. If you are more like me, you really do like a good story, you like the realism of the game, you have no problem with dialogue, I would say go for it, give it a try. As soon as you played it about an hour in, it just gets better, guys. You stop to think about all the flaws, and it's just cool. That is my opinion about Kingdom Come Deliverance. This is all I have for this episode. Thank you for the nerds. Goodbye.